Namaste, Andre. Could I request you to step out of the Hangout? We're 10 in the Hangout right now, and as soon as there is a space available, we'll get you back in.
Thank you, my dear. Namaste, everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Muji Ji ki Jai. Already some questions were there. All of you have been in the Hangout before, so you know how to ask questions is to unmute your mic and you can ask. And on YouTube, you can just post the questions in the chat and we will look at them. So the first question was, Suchitra asked, Beloved Anantaji, how to express one's gratitude to one's parents, particularly if one has been a very difficult only child. I feel I already know what you're going to say. Being a parent to my children as well as to the Sangha, I feel that the best way, best is just to be happy. So I'm not really waiting for someone to say thank you. You've been so good, you've been so wonderful parent. Nothing wrong with those words. So there's no resistance to those words. So when someone says thank you, I'm not saying no, don't say thank you. It's okay. It's okay to say thank you also. But what a parent really wants is to see their child, see their children free from suffering. And if you are here, if you are in satsang, and having met one of your parents, I know that all he would want is to see that you are not suffering, that you are happy. So in your smile is enough gratitude. And then you had one more question, which was, I couldn't hear what you said yesterday when I claimed to have discovered a sudden clarity. Discovered a sudden clarity after a dissipated casual period. I was too shy to ask. Replayed the satsang but couldn't hear. Kindly repeat your response if you remember. I remember that you said that now, after some period of this casualness, there again is this fire which is burning. And this fire is burning auspiciously, and it's burning very well. So let this fire now take care of everything. Don't keep something for yourself. Don't keep it like this is special, oh, this I can't put in the fire. Most importantly, this sense of me. This sense of me also has to go into the fire. It's very beautiful that you say that after some time of some sort of rest. Again, this is burning now, right? And I've seen actually that when this fire burns bright, then it does the job. It does the job. And if you're not shielding the sense of me, the you that wants something from the fire also, and you allow this to also go, then you will come and say that I cannot even find this sense of me, the separate me. I can still find the sense that I am, but the one who feels like is the owner of this I am, who feels like he's the owner or she's the owner of this life, this one you will not be able to find. And it will seem too contrived, the concept. You see. The I who seems to be in control of this life or is deciding on this life will seem too contrived a notion. And then when people come to you and say, but how do I get rid of the I? It's so strong. You will laugh. And when you laugh, some will get upset. That he's laughing at my misery. I'm suffering because of the ego so much. I'm suffering the ego so much. Because you know, it's a completely contrived notion. And it is the same sense of this I which is asking for freedom also, which is saying, no, it's not coming. If you're willing to not have a glorious ending to your story, if you're willing to not have anything at all, if you're willing to be nothing, then it's the simplest. Are you willing to be nothing, including the seeker? And Shanti said there is nothing to be, nothing to be, and yet we pretend. So what does it mean when I say, are you willing to be nothing? Is only whether you're willing to drop your pretense or not. And as consciousness, you have this power to pretend or not to pretend, which is the same as the power of your belief. Just today, Baswant posted very nice. Now it's nice. Maybe a few days ago it wouldn't have felt so nice. Where he said, and I don't remember this, so let me just paraphrase what he said. He said, few days ago he came to Satsang and he said, I'm facing so much fear, security, I don't know what's going to happen, something like this. And I just said something like, but all of this is just imagined. And I can imagine at that point, it must have felt, he said it felt like a karate chop or something. At that time, it must have felt. There aren't teachers supposed to be compassionate or something. But now he sees that, once he is clear that yes, it was imagination, then so much sense of space and freedom is coming because of that. What everyone must remember is that nobody speaks the truth. Nobody speaks the truth. The gurus don't speak the truth. Sages don't speak the truth. I have never claimed any custodianship of the truth. I just speak whatever comes up in satsang like this, in the presence of Sadguru, whatever comes up from this mouth, I allow it to be spoken. And many times it is found that in the presence of satsang, the words that appear seem to be helpful in taking out these concepts that we've long held about ourselves. So that sense of feeling light, the sense of feeling freer comes from this sense of dropping a concept that has been around for some time. So the words in satsang can have this kind of effect. But if there's ever an Ananta who's claiming that Ananta can do something, please feel free to slap him right out of it. Because it is not like that. The imagined person has no power whatsoever. So this is just grace itself which is operating using this body, using your bodies now as the vehicle for this presence to get transmitted, for this presence to flow. Is it laggy? Is it laggy? Andrew says it's a bit laggy on the. Is it okay on the Hangout? Namaste, namaste everyone. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. There's somebody whose handle is Laggy the Beast. So he was smiling at that one. Namaste.
The thing I messaged you about, can I just look at that for a moment?
Yes, of course.
There was a feeling to attend the Muji silent retreat
Yes.
at Sahaja, and that would mean, spending the rest of my the do not touch money that was going to get me back to the States, and I was looking at it with Shakti this morning, and how there's been the experience of the old regime that can still seemingly have the power to sway decisions, and not always having the discernment of what's like mind and what's just, and so so I just wanted to bring it here, and I just say yes to the truth. If that means to go, then yes, so be it. If it means not to, just I don't know. I'm not safe.
All of you throw the decision maker into the fire of satsang. And even the one who's resisting, but what about my life? What am I supposed to do? My life will not run. It will not go in the right way. Can you throw this one? No?
Yes.
Because by now we know that there is no person. Who doesn't know by now that there is no person? You know. If you know that there is no person, then there cannot be a personal decision maker also.
So everything's just been flowing as it's needed to, even though
Yes, exactly.
Commentary.
Exactly.
And I can see that, but there was confusion around this around You're gonna get the words out. There's
Yes.
confusion around. Because, okay, so I've been at one point. It was a while back. You encouraged someone who was speaking about decision making to maybe experiment with it and see what happens. And like, so I've been doing that, and it's so clear that there's actually it's only in the mind, and I've just been like there's this experience of I have to make a decision or choice, but really it just flows how it flows. And I've been watching that again and again,
and if you do it, the experiment without an expectation of a particular outcome. So I have not said that the experiment is going to be a success if outcome is X. You see? The experiment itself is the outcome. Because sometimes it can say that you said to just experiment and just go with the flow. But I got into so much trouble.
yeah.
So that's also part of the experiment, to see whether it is a set of decisions which got you in trouble, or trouble just appeared without the decision maker. It is not that, oh, you just do this experiment and everything will be auspicious. What you might find is that you see that this trouble also is auspicious, and everything becomes in that way. It's not that the content of the experience will change, because now you find a trick. Oh, now I have dropped the decision maker, and now I'm just going to keep looking for the miracles to start. Where are they? He was saying, no, also the other day, I did the experiment and I was standing at the signal for 1 hour. Left or right, I was not moving. Unbelievable. He was. So that was the experiment.
Yeah, because there was the experience of like making mistakes, but even that would be mistakes so much.
But could you find the one who made those mistakes?
No.
Or can you find the one who tastes the effect, the impact of the mistakes? That is the point. So if you cannot find the doer of action and also the experiencer of those actions, then we know that it was just presumed. That's why in Sanskrit they say that Tvam Karta, Tvam Bhokta. You are the doer and you are the experiencer. We're talking about consciousness. So if you cannot find the one who is doing, nor the one who is experiencing, then what is all of this for? Then what is the decision maker for? What is the decision making for? Otherwise, our surrender also would be just deal making. No, I surrender. Just make sure I go right, not left.
You don't mind. There's some thoughts that got moved around this, and very good.
Like what? Maybe you expose those thoughts so everyone else can also benefit.
I mean, it's so silly, but I had messaged you about that. Like, okay, well, it's just sort of a stream of thinking around like a particular decision. So, like ordering the mattress, I told you about that one. Okay, well, should I order a mattress? Well, yes, because I have like, so it was doing this thing, like I have back pain, so I need one, and then like that. Just that like, well, what do I do now? Because now I have it. Should I keep it or not? And it's gibberish, but that's the so those are the sort of thoughts that.
And all of these are referring to you as what?
As a doer.
As a doer, which is a person.
Yes. Right. And so, yeah, they're trying to get believed, and they're trying to be very, dramatic.
Right.
And it's really, I can see it.
Dramatic, drama is one of the favorite pastimes of the ego. It's a favorite. Life's always, what are you going to do in this foreign country? What have you done? You'd love a conversation like that. Let's get to this.
The
Juicy stuff. Juicy morsels of thought.
Yeah.
The most drama queenish. Let's do something dramatic.
Make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
It's just nothing.
And when we look about the past, say, oh, it just happened this way. Most things when we look in the past, we say, oh, this just happened. I happened to just be here. I happened to just be here. It just happened. In the past, we're okay. But when it comes to future, then we're like, okay, now what do I do? It's another interesting thing to contemplate. Why we accept this serendipity or God's will or whatever you call it, the past so easily, and yet we are never able to accept that the one who ran the past is also running the future. Whoever's running the show, it definitely is not this imagined person. So what are the other options?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
For 3 months, I had, I thought I'd separate, get done with my relationship with my wife. Today she called, and one day, I was the biggest moment, and she called me in the night, and then I picked up the phone. That was how I thought it could be my daughter.
Nice.
Since I wasn't there and I didn't have glasses, I can see. So I went in and we spoke, and then I started our conversation. We're starting each other now.
Hmm.
Today she said your visa is expiring on this month. You have to come.
Her visa is
It's my visa.
your visa for?
For Schengen visa.
Oh, your Schengen visa. Oh, she's already back.
She's already back.
Oh.
And I saw, I don't know, I'm warming up to her because I saw her. She was in a terrible state.
Yes.
She's the 3 months since I didn't talk to her. She's so weak. I can't take it. It's terrible. So I pray to God, keep her well. So I don't know now. She's telling me, come. I really don't know. But I can't go. And after 15 months, my daughter's coming to spend a few days with me. I said, I can't come. My daughter is in my heart. I just can't. The thing is that she gets very violent when she curses. And my relationship with her is getting very sour. She wants to control me. I will not have any friends and just her. It's a terrible situation. I don't want to be in that situation. I want to be. But one part of me says, I must help her in my relationship. I don't feel very sorry for her, seriously. Financially, she's in a very bad situation. Because was in such a bad situation. So I helped her for 15 months. Now I can't help her. I don't have that. I just can't take it. Leave it at it. She wants me to do all of my children and then just leave it at no friends and nothing. I had a foreign country. Yeah, a few set of friends in the science center. This patient who I used to take classes and making sure. Thing is, I don't know. It's the person in me who says sorry, feeling sorry for my heart. Really, I don't want to let it suffer. See, I see it suffering. So I just, I don't know. I really am very, very, very tired.
Now some feeling is there, but it's some indecision, some guilt.
I can't figure it out. I don't feel guilty because I don't know. I can't feel guilty.
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty because I've never done such a big mistake, Never done a mistake like that. Same mistake.
Yeah.
We have differences. Yeah. She tries to control me, I try to control her.
Yeah. It's called relationship.
We have never been in a sour situation in our life, except when I have to go over and pick it up. I spend a lot of my money. Whatever it is I have.
The funniest thing in relationships is that everyone says, I want freedom. I want freedom. My wife, my partner should leave me completely free to be exactly as I am. You should just leave me. The world should just leave me to be exactly as I am. Why do they have expectations? Why do they have these things of control? When you look at this itself, you see that these are what? Our expectations from the world. That the world should not have expectations. The world should not want to control. These are very common things in relationships. The partner wants to control me. And we saw no one day that everything in the relationship is true. If someone gives you attention, then you say, oh, give me my space. I'm taking all my space. If you don't give attention, just don't give me any attention. You're not bothered. Everything in relationship is like
We've never been a fear-based peacefully.
Yes, yes, but never life which is fear-based. It is never life which is fear-based. It is our beliefs which cause this fear.
Yes, yes, yes. It is never fear.
So it is not that any situation is fear-based. It is what you're believing about it which is fear-based. Who is there to protect anyone? Who is fearing the fear also?
Any person.
When you say that I don't want to have a fear-based life, it's very good. But just make sure that you're not falling into the trap of this free person. Yes, the free person is a trap. It's like saying that, what is a good example? It's like the prison itself is saying that this is freedom. The ego itself is saying that I am free. The ego itself is saying I want freedom. The ego itself is also saying that I don't want to fear. The ego itself saying I don't want fear. There's a kind of fear in that. No?
Yes,
In
yes.
not wanting fear, there's a kind of fear in
Yes,
that,
yes.
inherent in that. I'm fearful of fear. Get to the root of this one. We feel, okay, it's nice, this ego is nice to keep as a pet. I just use him at times, he's entertaining. He's looking after my practical stuff. Like we wonder sometimes about all these ones. Andrew might know some of these people, no? The ones who keep lions for pets and big snakes for pets. And there's also this video where somebody meets like, lions which were very small, and now he meets them after 5 years, and they come like towards him, and everybody watching the video looks like he's finished now. But he actually gives him a hug. So don't keep this pet lion. Somebody pretending to be friendly.
I can figure out this.
Yes, yes. Can't figure out. Okay, so stop trying to figure out.
So there was an outcome. I don't know.
Outcome who's concerned about?
Some decision has been made.
By
Not the situation itself.
then the situation will decide. You mean that?
I don't know, really. I really don't know.
Because if you really mean that it is the situation itself which is deciding, it means life itself is deciding, then no pressure on you.
No pressure.
Then there can be no pressure on you if you really mean that.
I really mean that.
Yeah. Then there is no decision.
I will go either way. I'm not going to take a stance.
Very good. Then just be patient. I tell you, this movie is very fast. Every day it moves. Something
Every
moves.
day it moves,
Something
yes.
moves.
The movie goes on. But at the crack situation,
Yeah. What happened?
you feel, you have to take a decision.
Yeah.
And the decision I've taken, and this way I'm going to.
But now you know that the decision maker itself was a myth. When are we going to drop this mythology? We can't see it. We can't see the person, we cannot see the decision maker, and we are not willing to drop the mythology also. So either we produce some evidence of its existence, or we don't believe it. Some evidence, one attribute of the decision maker, it is tangible. This is the color of the eyes of the decision maker. I've seen it. Say like that. Something. Yes. Yes. Is it even energetic, the decision maker? Or is it just the feelings? Just the stress could be like a resistance. The lack of control could come up like an energy, like a fearful energy. But is the decision maker even an energy? Is the ego even an energy? Or is it not just like darkness, which is only the absence of light? It has no existence, no tangible existence. Let's look at the one who stop things. Is that the one we also we could block? This one, but this one. Let's look at this one. Because many times, especially in satsang, you see, we speak like this, that the person came back, the person did this, the person was here. And it's a way of speaking. It's not real that the person was here. It's not like a thought comes and belief goes and voila. Boom. There's a real existing person. Like this. Just that the sense of separation gets belief, the sense of decision maker gets belief. And it is still consciousness which is running with the hat of person, with the hat of decision maker. Not really now said like a relay race, now yours. Handing over the control of life to the ego, even by believing. Just like Priya's love. Some of you know about this. Something called love. Live action role play. So what she does is, every few months, for a week or so, she will go to this forest or some place where they all pretend to be in this fantasy world. So she is like the priestess of something. Then there are kings, and there are two sides. And one side of the human, second side of the orcs or some monster like that. Yeah? Three people, okay, three people. So they play those roles. And the objective is everybody has to play it very seriously. Very seriously. They have weapons, although they're made from materials that don't hurt. They take it very seriously. So I was just joking the other day that suppose she goes to the lab and forgets that she is not the priestess, she's just playing the role. Suppose she feels she's just the priestess in that thing. What will we do when we are talking to her? So she's convinced that she is the priestess or whatever. What you will speak to her will be exactly what I say in satsang. Not this. Where is the priestess? You're just imagining you're the priestess. Where is the priestess? Show me the priestess. Show me. No. I know. Because when the king came and said this to me, I felt some hurt. And then these thoughts are coming about what should I do in my next prayer, like this. He said, but just look. There is no priestess. Just look. No, but what should the priestess do? The priestess, she's supposed to be celibate, but she's getting into a relationship. What should the priestess do? Then this can become a topic for satsang. Much easier to say, but you're not the priestess. Once you see like this, then even this concept of what should I do next as the priestess drops, isn't it? But many times we continue like this. But I see I'm not the person, but tell me what to do at least. You're not a person. It is exactly like this. Exactly like this. It's just that she might have to believe 10 thoughts about being the priestess to get into it. Be the priestess. You know, like this. Some conditioning she has to do this. And we have absorbed a lot of conditioning like about being a person. Good person, right person, honest. I'm a true seeker. You know, some stuff like this. And yet all I can do is where, who? Not, not this one, not this one. And then if she's really conditioned about it, he's going to say, but you're not helping. I'm looking for solutions for the priestess. And you're just saying I'm not the priest. So ultimately this is the point where we come to in Satsang. We must come to this point. Ultimately it is seen whether you are interested only in personal solutions with the garb of very fancy words, or are you willing to drop this identity on?
One question.
Yeah.
In this example that you just said, uh, you said that it exactly matches with the description or the conversation that happens here, with the story that happened here. But there is a difference that I would like to convey. And that difference is, suppose a human plays the role of an animal in any story. Then even when he forgets, there is no chance that he could forget. Means at any instant of time. In that story, what happens that her previous life or her previous position was based on memory, and memory could be forgotten or remembered or could be altered. Memory could be forgotten, remembered, or altered by external situations.
Yes.
But the experience, for example, if someone is a human, then there is no possibility that if he plays the role of a dog, then he will forget that he is not a human, but he is a dog. In the same way, right now I'm sitting here. I could forget that I am Azhar because Azhar is just a identity, is memory, and it is memory is past. So I can easily say that Azhar is based on memory, based on past.
Perfect.
So there is no issue.
Very good.
But now this sense of identification with the body that I am, which identifies with the body and the experiences that I exist, you say that it is also a belief, but that I cannot complete.
This is very good. So you say that Azhar, his memories will be forgotten, but the evidence I have here is this body, and there is identification with this body.
As the feeling that I am, I exist,
very good.
And which is identified with the body, the sense perception. These things.
So, is it Azhar that wants the answer to this question, or is it the body?
In this question, Azhar has been forgotten. There is no existence of Azhar.
So, who wants the answer to this question? The body?
That I don't want.
Let's check. We say that as a human, this body is here. So I will always feel that I am a human. I don't know, there are these stories of Tarzan, where he thinks he's a maldeveloped ape or something like that. It's also there. But coming back to the more important question, you say very well. Okay, Azhar is not there. Forgotten is from the past. But this body is there. And I have this question for you. So is it a body question? So many times actually I said while we contemplate this, many times I've actually said that if truly we believed that I am the body, then in the 4 problems, at least 3 are gone. So we are just in various variations of these 4 problems. Special relationships, security, money, and freedom, seeking. The 4th is the body health, body condition, which also a person cares about. The body is not caring about the condition of the body, but suppose it is. Suppose the body has that kind of, what is the word? Some sort of intelligence, primal intelligence, which gives it the capacity to care about the state of the body. So let's leave that as a body problem. Relationships, work, security, and freedom, who is the one who cares about this?
It's the identity.
But now we're saying that identity depends on past, which is very beautiful. So identity depends on past, gone, not here now.
If this also vanishes,
Hmm.
then your family, work,
All of these
experience,
things
that
are
also
just
vanishes with.
With identity. Yes, yes, yes. So even then, there's an interest to know this, isn't it? That you say that identity is gone, but this body is still here. So it's all that I am is this body. That's what you're saying. Identity is gone. All that I am is this body. Yeah? The body would never be interested in the answer to this question.
Yes.
And yet there is one who is interested.
No, there is no interest. It is only because of the promise that once this answer is found, then there is a possibility of salvation. Because of this promise, there is an interest in the answer.
Yes,
Without
yes.
that,
But
there is
this
no-
promise is of interest to the body, salvation.
Yes, because this body sees that other body is born and other body dies. So these bodies know, this intelligence here knows that at some future point of time it will cease to exist. So is there a way? Is there a way that
Is there a way that go on, it's okay. Is there a way that this life of this body can be perpetuated? No.
not that. There is no interest for that also.
Okay.
There is no interest for that.
But I'm saying what a body would say. If I was clear that I'm just the body, then I'm interested in perpetuating the life of this body.
But what I see is that body cannot ask these things separately, individually. It is when mind combined with it or with the identification that I am doing.
So the
Within worship.
identification is now not just body, but it's with body mind.
Yes.
And let's call this mind identity because it relies on the past. So identity was gone, I thought.
Yes. Identity is gone. Okay. But these things, if you will not allow me to retain it, for example, certain memories, for example, in logical reasoning, intelligence, if you will not allow me to keep these things, then otherwise questioning will also be not possible. Because even the words such as human, dog, these have memories. And if I will leave all of these also, then there is no possibility of conversation also. Because these are the sounds that we are making. They are sounds and there is a memory that is attached to these sounds.
So there's this feeling that if you don't allow me to identify with this body mind, then what is going to happen? How are you going to talk also?
No. I am not saying that. I am saying that mind is a tool that is also needed to be used for some practical purposes. That's what I am saying.
So practical purposes includes the search for freedom also?
That is externally given.
So if the search for freedom at least, so okay, if you feel that need the mind, it's very useful, helpful for practical purposes, okay, but in search for freedom,
Search for freedom is because of this belief that I am the body.
yes, but there's no hope for this body because death is coming. And you said body has some intelligence. So if the body has some intelligence, then it knows death is coming. Freedom for what then? And when you search for this freedom for what then, you will see that it's the same guy, the same one who cares about relationship, the same one who cares about security, the same one who cares about the same guy.
What happens in this location, in this speaker that I would share, that
Oh, that's very Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti also
Yes,
there, no?
yes.
Speak.
I don't know. That is a better way to avoid counter question.
Yes.
This idea of salvation is given by a spiritual conditioning. It is not my own. I do not even know what is salvation and what is bondage. Okay, but I start to seek salvation and become a seeker when in certain situation, as he was also speaking, that life becomes very intense, what could I say, very difficult, very compressing situations. In those situations, the question arises that what is the need of keeping this luggage, this body? What is the need of?
No. You cannot say that. Because first you're clear that this is all because this conditioning, I am the body.
Yes, but I see that all the problems of life, this body has only intelligence for survival and procreation. Okay.
Now what are you speaking as? I thought you were going to wear the body hat and speak.
I am the body.
No, then the body cannot say all the problems are because of the body.
It is combined with the intelligence mind.
So who owns this mind?
Who owns this
Yeah.
mind? If I inquire that, then I can't find it answer.
There is no one who owns this mind. It's just a figment of our imagination. Just like there is no one who owns the body. So when you say I'm speaking as the body, you're still speaking as the owner of the body. If this is going to happen to my body, this is my trouble is because of my body, you're still speaking as the owner of the body. And when we try to inquire and say who's the owner of the mind, who's the owner of the body, you will find that I cannot find it. And yet, it is so compelling that I must speak its words. I cannot find it.
Maybe I cannot point it, but
But it is here.
I exist. Maybe I cannot tell you that as what I exist, but definitely I exist. I cannot
Yes,
deny
yes.
that.
This I am also saying that you exist. But it's very important to find out as what. It's very important to find out as what. Because
Yes,
otherwise,
yes.
if you're not looking at as what,
But I am not looking it as what this question. It is because again the belief I will have to believe that if I will find out this answer, then there is a possibility of salvation. There is a possibility of future hope, and there is also a aversion for this question here because I have known from the religion, I have known from the sages and from many knowledgeable persons that it is because of this desire of this self to know itself that this manifestation came into existence, and therefore I have no desire for this desire to know myself because every religion says that in the beginning there was nothing, there was no universe, only he was. Then desire came to know itself, and so the form came into existence. And I know that, and as long as there is all the problems in this world because there is manifestation, there is name and form. When there wouldn't be any existence, there wouldn't be any name and form, there won't be any problem. Therefore, there is an aversion from for this desire to know oneself. Therefore, I cannot believe you. I cannot believe you that if I will find out myself, then all the problems will be solved. And I am also not ready to go out for this question because I know that it is in the beginning, this was the problem. This was the first imperfection that arose in God that led to this impurity, this manifestation.
so without any expectation, salvation, freedom from problems, all of these promises, forget. I rarely make them anyway, but suppose I have, forget about them. It's just that it's a simple question. Somebody comes to your door, he says, I want to see your papers, can you show me your documents? Then what you ask, who are you? So same way you say I. So I say, so who is this I? You say, I'm not the body, I'm a combination of the body mind. So as what are you the combination of body mind? Who is this one?
But as soon as there is a distance, there is a space between me and thought, this desire that you are saying that find out who are you, is also not beyond mind there is no. It is only in the realm of mind and identification and thoughts,
Yes.
these things exist. But as when I try to find out who I am, And as soon as with the help of inquiry,
Yeah.
I transcend this thought reality, then this desire, any desire does not exist.
There is no trouble there.
Yes, but as again when I come back, then I again open my eye and I see the world exists again. Then the trouble comes.
Yes, yes, no, not with the world exists trouble. Again with the thought.
Yes,
belief.
yes.
So thought, without thought belief, no trouble. With thought belief, trouble. Then the answer is already there.
So what isn't that the purpose?
So if you can see that it is only belief, I cannot suffer without believing a thought.
Yes,
Then
that's
the
all.
answer is already there.
What answer?
That I cannot suffer now because I am not believing my thought.
That is correct. That I cannot suffer with thought. But my believing in thought and my not believing in thought, is it my control or it is also happens by the external circumstances?
That you have to check. Because I will say it is in your control, you will say no, this is something. So you check and tell me whatever your discovery. And I know you will honestly check. I can see in your eyes that you are honestly checking. So whatever conclusion you come to, I will believe.
It appears to be in my control, but in the big picture, it is not in my control.
Because you're referring to yourself as that is a small part of the big picture. I am referring to you as the big picture.
Because take us this example. If I had not met you and if I would not be sitting here, I think everyone would agree that my meeting you is not entirely in my hand.
Yes,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
everyone would agree. But now I have met you and you are guiding me inward. You are guiding me towards my real nature inward. Then I see that I am not the body and all the thoughts, all the suffering is self-created. So by meeting you, you guided me and you guided me, I realized this. So I would say that even if at this moment it is in my hand the power of discernment, in picture it is never been in my hands.
A better question would be if you were to say, who are you referring to as your control when you say your control? You see? Because it is definitely not in others' control. The power of belief does not belong to the imagined entity, but it does belong to consciousness. And you see this, isn't it? First, there's the sense I am, and there's the power of belief and attention. And then, using this power of belief, we start this belief that I am a person. Can there be person identity without the power of belief? So, power of belief prior to person identity. So when I say you have the power to believe or not believe, I can obviously not be referring to you as a person when I'm saying that.
I think it all started in a different way.
Okay. At the root of identity is what we just covered. At the root of identity is this belief that I am a person. It relies on being I am a body, I am a mind, it relies on all of these. But the problem is when we look at them individually, so when we started questioning the body identity and I started saying, no, you're not so much identified with the body as much as you think, then quickly you say, okay, body, mind. And then I say, okay, but mind, just bundle of thoughts, just thoughts, energy is coming and going. So, but you are there in the space between these thoughts also. You see? Then when you start looking discreetly at these identifications, they start falling apart. Okay. So at the root of all of this is just this imagined concept that I am a person. And the mind comes up with all these explanations for why this identity is valid.
I didn't get you. What about this experience that I am the body?
This experience I am the body, this one is not asking the question of freedom.
Yes.
So that's why I say you haven't heard me for a long time, but I very often say that if you are completely identified as the body,
Yes, yes.
then you would have no trouble.
Yes, I know that.
Yes. So it is the identification as this imagined which is the cause of trouble. I don't say, like many masters say, that the cause of all trouble is body identity. I say it's very harmless. Body identity, what's the trouble?
Yes, I completely agree with you that if there is only identity in body, there won't be any problem. But I think that I think I
It's
can use
okay,
this word. I
you
think.
can use, yes, yes. I don't Advaita police you. Sometimes I do when I have to.
Because you are feeling this word.
You can use. I use many times.
Will it be correct to say that the body just wants to survive and the mind seeks salvation?
You must see this also. Does the body want to survive also? The body is just content with what is. Does the body have any desire? Or is it, as the owner of the body, I want to have a healthier body, I want some experiences for it? Or is it the body itself? So this mythical owner of body, mythical owner of mind, mythical owner of our life, who is this one?
He's the driver.
Huh?
He's the driver.
But if he was the driver, we should be able to find this driver. What do we find when we look? The biggest thing is that this refusal to look, and it can have the fanciest excuse. But if you're refusing to look, then we are not here for self-discovery. Here, this is what we are here to discover.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Uh,
He's got a trump card. Yeah. Something strong. That okay, had that thing, conviction about it.
there are many humans whose mind is not so developed, or we can say animals who is completely identified with body and their mind is psychological identity is not so much evolved. Then this question does not arise that who am I, what is the purpose of my existence, did I exist before the body and will I exist after the body. But in humans we have this mind has been evolved to such a level that we can ask these questions that what is the purpose of my existence,
Yes.
why do I exist. And I think that now if I would only identify with the body and leave all these questions, then I would be living in the realm of animal, not knowing anything else, but just survival and nothing else. But because this power has been given to us to think, to move our attention inward and outward, to contemplate, to the power of contemplation. Now I can raise this question that what is the purpose of my existence? And what will happen if this body dies? Will I continue to exist or will I cease to exist after this body dies? So when this power is here, the mind has been evolved to such a state. Now, why would I discard this mind and
Yes.
again live in the state of only identification with the body?
Yes, so now you're saying what I'm saying. That if this power is there, so much evolution has happened, development has happened, I have this capacity to ask, who am I? So we must ask.
Yes, living to die. Why would I again live in the animal realm? Knowing
No,
only
I'm
survival
not
and
saying.
nothing else.
I'm just saying that if body you started by, this is how the conversation started. I'm deeply identified with the body, and this body identification is the cause of suffering. We looked at that and we saw if it is deeply
Yes.
bodily identified, there is very little suffering because the body is not wanting anything at all. Then you say that okay, animals are free from this kind of
Even
suffering.
though little, But there is birth, death, disease, old age. There are these things. Not
Yeah,
a
so,
divine form.
okay, so we want to talk about the body identification now?
No,
Or that became clear?
There is a little intelligence, but this tool mind, which can be used to see and to contemplate on the cycle of life, to see birth, death, disease, old age, these things.
Is the mind a body tool?
No.
The mind is not a body tool. If the mind is not a body tool, then whose tool is it?
Is my tool.
So not the body, because mind is not body tool. So it is your tool as what?
Yes,
which is not the body.
I understand your question, that you are asking who you really are.
It's unavoidable. You see, you come to the satsang which is selling only who am I, and then you say I'm not interested in who am I, and you won't be here. So there must be something which is interested in this question.
Yes, because I see everyone, everywhere I see that is the only possible.
Okay, let's stay where we are. You said mind is not owned by the body, it is owned by something else, and it is my tool. So now, who is this mind? Whose tool it is? Because already he said, mind wants to contemplate what happens after death. It cannot be just a body tool. The body is not concerned what happens after the body is going to die.
In my presence, mind is and body is.
Yes. In your presence, entire appearance.
But I am beyond mind, therefore mind cannot be my definition.
Okay, this is very good.
And I can only tell what I am not. I can not completely tell what I am.
Yes, but no interest here in what you are not. Why do you want to discuss that? Everybody in the world is discussing what you are not. I know no word will suffice. He also said, no word will suffice, no word is truthful. So we started satsang like that. But at least you can say, the ones who are in love, we talk about the loved one, even though they will not be able to describe it. That is love. So let's not talk about what you are not. Let's try and describe the loved one which you are.
In what way could I answer this?
No answer which is required. As long as you're clear about this, everything is good.
I do not know completely.
Yes, but when we walked together, you came to this clarity. I didn't see any clarity. I cannot be the mind because I am prior to the mind, so the mind cannot describe me. You said these are your words. So no trouble with these words.
Yes, but I do not know completely what I am. Means mind can be used to analyze, isn't it? There is certain.
But actually, mind is looking at you, or you are looking at the mind.
Generally, it happens that I am looking at mind, but right now I cannot see the mind.
So, what analysis is possible for that which cannot see you? What valuable analysis will it give you if it cannot see you? If you can see it,
but analysis and reasoning is also only possible in the realm of mind only.
Yes.
So analysis can only mind you.
Yes. Yes. So analysis at best you can use as a stepping guide, but we cannot. If you end here with just an intellectual analysis, it will not be enough. Because already you see so much. You see, mind cannot see me. I see the mind most times. In satsang, even that is not so easily seen. So I see the mind. So why so much concern about what analysis that which cannot see me? It's like I am going to write a book about Europe. From all my researching about Europe, actually I don't have Schengen visa like you were saying. I can't go, you see, but I can analyze it. So mind also can analyze, can try and analyze. It cannot go to what you are.
Can I ask one question
You
from
please
from mind?
from mind. But the whole world is waiting for your mind question. Only I am not waiting for mind.
But only you can answer this.
In Satsang till date, I don't feel I've ever said no to any question. But this might be the first.
If there can be existence without form, what is the need of form?
If there can be existence without form, what is the need of form? We discussed in Satsang also maybe last time. My favorite explanation is entertainment.
Entertainment is for child, not for the mature ones.
Why we go for movies then?
I do not go for movies.
You don't
Sometimes
like
only,
it.
sometimes only. I realize that it is just a waste of time. And even if I go to the movie, and realize it is a great phenomenon to see such a big screen and things moving. But for many people, it happens that in the middle of the movie, they want to go home. They don't want to be entertained anymore.
Yes. That's what's happening to us. We're tired of this entertainment, we want to go home. It's not entertaining anymore. Because if I were to tell you that none of this has ever really happened, would that be satisfying? No, no. So we have to give some excuse.
The form will be absolute. So
Yes,
you can
but
answer my question, why this form is in existence.
my insight is completely clear that none of this has ever really happened. Can I explain it to your mind? I cannot. So I can offer 2, 3 others, which I told you. First is entertainment. Second is to experience this love and peace and all. Third is to say that just to transcend all that is false again, I wanted to test myself. You can take your pick.
From what standpoint can you say this is not happening from if I understand standpoint, from what standpoint can we say this is not really happening?
From the truest standpoint, this will be your insight. But no mind will ever be able to understand.
So we can understand, I can understand from the standpoint of from deep sleep. I'm sleeping, I can understand. But for those who are not sleeping, I'm sleeping in India and those who are not sleeping, then the world is real. So now we know that.
But are they real? Can you confirm that one?
It's also not real because in the absence
then
of mind.
We are more concerned about what the minds of the unreal ones are thinking.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, but in mastery, there's no content. I can understand. So when there's no content, there's no happening. Absolutely no content in a master. So
there is no content in the master. There's so much content.
There's so much content.
Yes, yes. Every moment is filled with so much activity and joy, and
But you just say nothing exists.
Nothing exists because the master is also part of that nothing. It's just part of the appearance.
But dream is also existence. But even in misery, but we all see the dream.
I didn't say all is a dream. I said none of this has ever really happened. I also said I cannot explain it to your mind. That's why I offered 2, 3 other ones, which I can really try and drill into your mind if you want. If you tell me which is your like.
This much I can understand that reality is like a dream for the awakened one. It is like waking from the waking state.
No, this one is clear that none of this has really ever happened.
Not comparable with dream.
Not comparable with dream. If it has not happened, even a dream, like you said, we can say happened.
Can we have an experience?
I already, when I started speaking, I said that I will tell you this, but it will not be satisfactory to the mind. It has to come, be your own insight. I have tried to distill everything. From whatever caused trouble over here, I have tried to distill that and find give you easier, candy ways to. So here, for many years, I couldn't understand what Maharaj meant when he said the sense I am. He would say, be with the sense I am, and I used to be completely confused. That's why I've given you the question, can you stop being? Because when asked in this way, I know it's become so much easier to see that you cannot stop being. Presence is here. Then you say the absolute. You say, okay, presence is here, clear. Absolute. I cannot find the absolute. Then I've given you another candy, which is, are you aware now? Not everyone can swallow this candy. Can you stop being is easier to swallow. Are you aware now? See, yes, I'm aware. Yes, I don't see anything. I don't see the awareness which you speak of. Yes, because it is a non-phenomenal experiencing, the only one. The only one.
Okay, when it is about talked about presence, what is it? Is it the background of form, or is it the space like void that is present?
No, it's just this sense that I am.
But it has two perspectives. I am as a form, and I am as a form.
I am is just presence, and all forms are arising in the presence of this I am. And we can say, I know where you're coming from. So from the perspective of the witnessing, of the pure seeing, it seems like it is the most primal form itself. It is the most primal experiencing that you can have. We're here till when?
Right. And what does Mudiji means when he says remain as the space in which all this happening? What does he mean?
You must ask him. You must never put me in a situation where I have to explain something that he uttered. Because I can never claim to know what he meant. Never claim.
So I feel presence now, and then I feel that presence is also there, my awareness. But that's not prominent for everybody. In the evening, when you're awake,
I mean, attention resting only in presence.
only in presence.
That's what you're asking.
Ah,
That's what you're asking. Attention resting only in presence, whether it's permanent for someone or not.
for a master or house.
I have not met one whose attention is always only in presence. Because when they're going for the glass of water, attention goes to the glass of water.
So is it at the awareness it watches the movement of attention?
Yes. It also watches presence and absence.
So that means nishta. That's the meaning of nishta. Being there. Nishta means holding on to that state.
You want something to do. What is the root of the question?
It's watching. It's aware of presence, and it's aware of the absence of presence.
Yes. Yes.
You use a Sanskrit word for that, so no need to use it at all.
I have never found the need for it. Only sometimes I say it, which I find very beautiful. Tvam karta, tvam bhokta. Very beautiful.
Master, so I think my approach is wrong. What I used to do is that I divide the attention into two portions. I keep one portion into the activity and one portion into the I am or into the subject. So this approach is wrong, I think.
It is not an approach that I would advise. Because when you try splitting your attention. Look at the object and also focus on a thought. Okay? Neither object is becoming blurry and thought is becoming also not. So just leave attention free.
But Master always says to do all the work but remain aware of the self. Sal Maharaj always says, go to your home, do all the duties, but always remain aware. So how
Yes. For 3 years I struggled with this instruction because first I couldn't find the sense I am firstly. And even when I found the sense I am, I could not keep my attention just on I am. One day, whole day I am, and next day it goes. Something comes. And then I started asking myself, for what am I doing this? Is the attention really bothering anything? Attention left free is very free.
How do you get it?
How do you
Get it?
get what?
This question in so many years we are trying. How do you get it? We want it now.
This is good. This is good. You see now. Okay. So if you see now, what is here now?
Presence and awareness.
Yes, and who's aware of it? Presence is here, and who's aware?
Awareness is here.
Yes. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You make the game so simple.
Yeah.
But then now there's emotions coming.
No. Is it still a game now? Because if there's still a sense of some game, means then something is there is a need to play. Are you happy if this is it?
This is a beautiful state.
Even if it wasn't a beautiful state. There is still chasing beauty. You see.
I don't want to play. I want to be here.
Already you said what is here now?
Present and awareness.
Can you change it? Turn off the presence. Stop being for a second.
In your presence, it seems so simple. It is not like that all the time.
Don't leave.
Don't leave there, don't leave there, don't leave there.
Don't leave my presence.
Don't leave your presence, you're an extension of this presence.
Yeah. So don't leave that presence.
Even in the dreams, it's coming and bothering.
What my presence?
This energetic consciousness trying to move us away the place, even bothering us in the dream. In sleep, I can't be in the presence.
You said all I find now is presence and awareness. Who is it bothering?
You know, the mind comes up. Feels so horrible when you get sometimes.
But what happened to you?
So casual.
Through all of this, what happened to you? Presence touched. Awareness is touched. Who got touched?
But why that feeling?
You
Why that feeling of it's terrible consciousness makes a play. The conditioning of all the passports coming and consuming.
But whose voice is this one? Which is saying when consciousness does this, it's terrible. When I asked you to look and find, you saw only presence awareness. Who's reporting all this?
Person.
Where is it? Sincerely, where is
It's
it?
an imagining.
Then why are you reporting from an imagined place?
It seems like the truth.
How? Tell me how it seems like the truth. Now, tell me how.
I got up. I woke up this morning.
No, now you tell me.
Now nothing.
Every now is nothing.
You now beautiful person.
Every now is nothing. It's only when we go to past or future that all this trouble comes.
How to get rid of the conditioning?
I'm showing you. Because every now is nothing. Conditioning is past and future.
Every now.
Forget about this one who has to be with something. Again, the imagined one pops up and say, now I'll decide it. I will only be now. Are you able to digest this, what I'm saying? Because when you look, it's very simple. The mind is coming in maybe distracting you. When you look, you find presence and awareness. No one to do anything, no one to say anything, no one is concerned, no one is suffering. Presence and awareness is here. And I tell you, every now is like this. And very quickly, this I says, I must only be in the now. Who is this guy?
It's so beautiful. But they don't know how to be there all the time.
Don't presume that you are this one who has to be anything at all. Being is just being, seeing is just seeing. Nothing you can do to change that.
That's so beautiful. Thank you. I want to be here. I never know.
You've been neglecting the online audience for quite some time. Let's see what's happening. Yeah. I read all your messages, my dear. Read.
So the one who is continuously bothered with the consciousness of the body, I have to keep suppressing it.
Don't suppress anything. Just be completely open. In fact, the trouble is the resistance. Leave your attention also completely free. Let all energies move exactly as they are moving. You just keep your belief in your pocket.
But that means to also leave all these spiritual promises also.
Yes, very much. Very much. Very much leave now. Especially if I have made some, please forget about them. I was lying. There is nothing here for you. If you're interested in that nothing, very good.
how to deal with the
Of course, we'll look at Mariano's question. Mariano said, "Hello, Father. I want to report something I've been experiencing lately. There are some thoughts that I have been giving interest to and identifying with for so long. And now I can see them clearly, and they just stop coming so strong. But in my dreams, they manifest some nights, as if they can get my belief sometimes, and some other times. In the middle of the dream, I realize I am dreaming, and I can detach myself from them, and they lose the power. It can be tricky like this that it seems like in the waking state, none of these tendencies, none of these vasanas, none of these thought creatures, I was going to call them, but none of these thoughts seem to have so much power. And they wait for us to come to some other state, maybe dream state, something like that, and they try to play their tricks. But it won't work. It won't work too long. Sometimes it comes like this. It's good. In the waking state, you're finding yourself in satsang. This fire is not just for the waking state. The discovery that you're making about yourself is beyond all states. And yet, in a dream, you have to play a role, something comes up. And consciousness is projecting all these characters, they're coming up, they're playing all these various roles. It's okay. Yes, sometimes this lucidity also increases. Nobody, you must not make an expectation out of it. But sometimes this lucidity increases that there is awareness that even this is a dream. It is seen as another dream. And you will watch it with entertainment. You will say, sometimes I report on my dreams. These two, three parallel lives that seem to be there. One thing I would love to get entertained by is if one of those dream characters would ever be talking about this one, Ananta, and this one. It would be very entertaining to hear them speak. That character speak about the adventures of Ananta in this so-called waking state. Like here we speak about that one who has the one who has some land and there used to be some animals coming. And now we built a fence. So that's also one continuing story. And there's the other one with this big time guru. So when he goes for satsang, it's not like small and intimate like this is big stage and all these things. I wonder if they also speak about Ananta and the adventures of Ananta. It's okay, it's all fun. Okay, I'm going to pick up from the YouTube chat from here. Baswan says, Father, if only we could all be stoned just like you, without any substance. Stoned, without relying on the substance, he means. Stoned but fully alert, fully aware. Stone which acquires no substance. Is being stone which acquires no substance.
Father, may I speak?
Yes, yes, please come, my dear. You had a
Can you hear me? Sorry.
No, you can start, my dear Nikki. You can start.
I have been called Nikki, and I know this is going to sound like a story, by my parents because I'm the youngest child, like in the way you say it, Nikki. And it's a name that I've used, and it now it's an empty sound. It's a faraway sound, and I would just like to request, or however, and if you could explain, then I would be very honored to have a name from you, or the sound of that.
Of course, my dear, it'll be my complete joy. Also, I got your messages. I replied to one of them also already.
Oh, I'm not very techy.
Yes. I'll be very happy, very, very happy to. Bhagavati ji says, love you, Father. I have to leave in a few minutes to go to Sahaja and visit your beloved Father. So great, so great. Also, Radha arrives there, no? Today or tomorrow? Hmm? Today? No, Anna is with you, yes. So blessed, so blessed. I see Anna is staying here with us at Maravilas, usually on YouTube. Yes, I know Anna very well. You're in Rishikesh together. Hmm.
No one is asking, can I ask?
This was one more which I just saw, and then we come to that. Laggy said, Father, when you do let your mind ponder upon things, may I ask you what you think about out of interest? When you do let your mind ponder about things, may I ask you what you think about out of interest? So, let me share some thoughts which still get some belief here. There might be some thoughts about the children, if they're very late from school. Sometimes when this thought comes, what happened? Are they okay? Sometimes the thought can come like this. So children, sometimes about parents, usually about these things, health, well-being of the children. Sometimes these kind of thoughts can. They're truly scanning for if there's anything else which gets some interest. Sometimes about Mujiji and his health and whether he's getting enough rest. It's a lot of hard work, see, to think, and then to believe these thoughts. It seems like so much work. Dr. Kanchan says, is this all? Seeing is seeing and being is being. Just remain in this seeing and not be distracted by anything that is passing. And just after she typed, somebody came, Kansa Dance, who says, what the F are you doing? Question, question, question. So she said about not being distracted by anything which is passing. And just in time, we got some content to not be distracted. But if it is a sincere question, maybe you can ask again. If it is just here to make some fun, make some trouble, then no interest in answering your question. But if you mean really to find out what are you doing, what are you guys doing, I don't mind sharing a couple of minutes. Did I miss some question? And Shivani says, how thoughts appear, left to right, right to left. Was this a reference to something or just? And then Priya said, or in the form of a tornado. Maybe something we were speaking about earlier. Right?
Actually, I had this question from a really long time, but
Yeah.
I never asked from any master because I assumed that it will be suspected as a question of from arrogance.
Oh.
But I hope you are very friendly and loving, so you
We'll
won't,
find out soon. But you can ask.
so you won't consider it a question from arrogance. This question is, it is very often mentioned here, especially in the Indian culture,
Yeah.
that for someone to cross this ocean of samsara, help from the master is necessary, and it is written everywhere. And nearly all the masters says this, that you need a lightened candle to light the another candle. It is everywhere said this thing. But here in Jnana Yoga, uh, what I realized that I am my own guru. And so my question is it always necessary? I for this many time I also was not letting go of the identity because I was hoping that I will let go of everything if I will be in the presence of a divine master, of a very big master, and in his presence I will be given many help. So I will let go everything in his presence.
Yeah.
Yes, in that presence. But as you say, and I see guidance coming from every direction,
Yes.
that it is pointed to me right now that master is present everywhere, and it is very the saying of those books and scriptures were exaggerated very much.
So, yes, this is an excellent question actually. Because for many years, even I struggled with this question that if every master says master is within, you see, so if within, then why do I need external? So I feel we don't need external. I feel we don't need external. Huh? But from the experience of this life, I can tell you that whoever I have met who seems to be free from what you said, the ocean of samsara, they all seem to have one verse.
That's the problem. That's why I was also not able to let go of everything because I thought that everyone is able to realize from the help of some awakened one. So I must also be present with some awakened one.
So except Ramana who said Arunachala was my guru,
Only few masters.
very few. Actually, Dattatreya, maybe a few. Nobody else that I've come across, even from history, has been without. But I feel that it's completely clear that what is the presence here itself is what I refer to as a Sadguru. And it must be the same light which is shining there also. That is the Guru. So I see no reason for this compulsion of external. I see no reason why it should be there. It's just, I feel that because we're so used to relating to form, I would maybe sometimes you might have heard me say this, where I say even when you're chatting with someone first time, we say, can you send me photos so I can put a face to the name? So used to relating to form. So at best, the guru or the external form who is speaking is at best just a tool like this, just to put some. To get this mind curiosity, is it like, is he there, all this stuff, all that.
But here it is not. Because from the very conditioning of religion, I have always worshipped the formless one. From the very beginning, I worshipped the formless one. And therefore, I also assume the real master to be the formless one.
This is very good. If you are relating to formless right from the beginning, then it is very good.
So it is not compulsory for me to wait to meet the master to get one.
No, you must not wait.
It can happen. It can happen. There is a possibility.
Yes. But it won't be a happening.
Yes.
No.
It won't be happening.
It won't be a happening. It's not an event.
It's not an event.
Happening in the sense of letting go of everything. Or letting go of the need of everything.
I have many friends growing up, and Christian friends, Muslim friends, all these friends, and it's very beautifully talking about the formulas. Yet when I visit their houses also, they have some verses or some form. Mind is used to it in some form to start with. But you say as from childhood itself, I can very much understand when it is said about formulas. Yes.
And those who exaggerate the need of a master also justify those few who realize the service of the master that with the help of previous birth, that is their previous birth, and so in this life they realize all this. They justify this.
I see no beautifully talking about why. Yet when I visit their houses also, they have some verses from some form. Mind. I see no reason why it must be a requirement for a master to appear in the external. No reason. But I can say that from studying this also, because of the same curiosity, why is it like this? I can see that most ones that have had physical living.
But it is not a compulsion.
I don't feel it should be a compulsion at all. Shivani says, okay, just the thoughts that get your attention, Father. She was asking, because once we did this experiment, and I always felt that for everyone, because it appears here like thoughts are coming like this. So we did this experiment one day, and I felt everyone will say yes, thoughts are coming. But some said like this, flashing. You said flashing neon, was it? Some said right to left, some said up, down, various. It was very interesting appearance. How many? It's very rare to find enough crazy people to do the experiment. So,
I also did, and I realized that it is based on my imagination.
Exactly, just imagination. It's fun to see. Yes, Jerome says, Sonia wrote to you as you asked, Father. Yes, my dear, I saw the mail. Very beautiful, very, very happy to receive her mail. Because one, her mic doesn't work, plus then language. Very happy to get some communication directly from her. Very happy. And all that she said is happening very beautifully. Grace is taking care of all of this. Very beautiful. So much love to both of you. You haven't done any such experiment for a long time. Maybe in the next few days. Used to be fun like this. Huh? Sometimes. We had this baseball, you know, the baseball. Very funny one. Just imagine you're a baseball hitter, and what the thought is coming. You're waiting, and then it comes. Just like this play, mean nothing.
I think that is valid also for energy also. If that is the same experiment is valid also for energy. Also.
Energy.
Yes.
Energy seems to just come and linger longer. Thoughts are just way back.
But it is also powered by belief. We have seen this. That if I believe that energy is coming from Ida, then it comes from Ida. If I believe it is coming from Ida.
Still remember.
Yeah, which one?
Still remember Shanti's response. It was so funny. She
said-
just had this, the thought or the image that kept coming
Yeah.
was like just visualizing your face.
Yes, and
Face.
how can I hide that? Yeah. That's like what the Buddha said, no? Or somebody in Buddhism said. If you see a Buddha on the road, kill him.
Yeah.
The thought was saying, I'm Ananta. Don't whack me. I haven't seen Satsanga for a while. Anyone been in touch with her?
She's at Sahaja right
She's
now.
in Sahaja, okay. Very good.
Yeah.
If
Right
you're
after
there, it's all
Sumar,
good.
she went straight
Yes.
to Mar. We saw her on the Sunday stuff.
Karan Bhagavati is close to Sarnia.
Yes, right now they are very close. In fact, right in the next farm, no? Premodi's farm.
She goes there, she has access to go that way.
Yes, but she has some sevas which she does there.
Where is she?
She's all over. She was in Spain when she started coming to Satsang, but also lived in England for a long time. And now she's in Portugal for a while. We're hoping that she gets to come to Bangalore in November, end of the year. Also, Jerome and Sonia, we're hoping they come end of the year. Amba is coming.
I spoke to Jay this morning.
Oh, you spoke to Jay? How is
she? She's good, and she wants me to convey. Yeah, I said when I hug Jay, I'll take you. And I said, my hug. She is quite excited. She's coming in winter.
She's coming in the winter?
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So much love at this end of the
Long, many satsang. Just her and me. She's sitting over there, me sitting over here. And she come, and she nothing. Just very beautiful. Nothing, no expectation. Just so it's easy.
So cute.
So, huh?
She saw me.
So
And
Amba is coming now. When is she coming? She'll be here by now. What is she doing in the computer?
I'm coming in. I haven't got a ticket yet, but I'm coming in 3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
How long are you staying, Namba?
What? What did she say?
How long are you staying?
Oh, I don't know exactly, but like maybe 2 months or something, like 9 or 10 weeks or something like this.
At least. At least 9 or 10 weeks. There's another question. Yes, another question. Mariano says, Father, there seems to be some urge. I don't know if I can call it a desire that is calling us to be free. I can see it, but it seems to me that it is not coming from the same place with the other desires and aspirations. It's like the purest desire. Yes. Should we keep it in our hearts or should we drop it also? Because behind that there is this expectation that something has to happen. Some event, some falling of the illusion or the identification with the person. Maybe because all the masters seem to have had that moment of seeing. So we were saying earlier that when we refuse to find, or we don't refuse, we just don't find meaning in this movie anymore. There comes this desire to leave the movie. So all other desires are for some content, some appearance in the movie itself. It is only this, we can call it desire for freedom. Actually, it's a different qualitative feeling, more like a longing, a beautiful longing. This longing is not quenched by anything which it gets phenomenally. It must come to the discovery of what it is. And that's why many of you actually, you feel every time you come to satsang, you don't enjoy it. Enjoy it. Half of the things he says make sense, the other half are all rubbish. Something like that. Yeah? Yet something finds yourself in satsang. Something finds yourself. So it is not, and you yourself, if this longing is there, you know that you cannot just suppress it or drop it. It's just burning, burning all attachments, all other desires, and it will ultimately burn this sense of the person completely. I know that many of you trip up on words like this, where when I say completely, forget about completely, you can feel the sense of the person most of the time. I used to jokingly say 99.998% or something. Because very easily, otherwise the mind can come and trip you up. See, you got angry. See, you identified. That means you're not free. Doesn't mean anything. And initially, even this seems personal. That I'm doing it because I want to be free from something, free from suffering. Free. For many, it starts personally. But it is the only longing, only desire which asks for even this sense of person itself to go. And the second part was something about an event, something happening, some sort of fireworks or something, I'm presuming. And then he says, because all the masters seem to have had that moment of seeing. I feel that it should not be like this. I feel that it should not be like this. Although you're right, when you read the reports, when you hear, it sounds so much like everyone had that big one firework moment. Are there some good examples of when it was not?
I just thought of one.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his name. He was a Ramana Maharshi disciple.
Annamalai Swami?
Yeah, someone asked him that directly. He said that for him it was just, he didn't have any, very slow.
Because my master also says that some it can be like a stir fry and some it's a slow cooking. So I feel that this is how it must be. And maybe it is the one with the fireworks who get more attention, and that's why the stories become more popular.
How long does it take? Long.
The realization is that I have always been this. Okay. So for that to sink in, you can say it is directly proportional to how open you are to the idea that you are not a thing, an entity. Are you open enough to look at the possibility that I might not be an entity at all? I might not even be a verb, although to say that I am a verb is more accurate than to say I am a noun. If you are open to this possibility, no time. The time goes in the coming to this point, from saying I am convinced about what I am, to coming to the point of I don't know what I am, and I'm willing to look. That is usually time for me. And say open to looking, I don't know who I am, and I'm willing to look. Time. No time. Priya says both Rupert Spira and Lisa Keynes said that it was gradual. But he says every satsang I came with questions or something to expose, and every time all these questions just lose their meaning and vanish, and nothing is there to be asked anymore. I'm very happy to see you on Saturday, my dear. Priya and Namba can sing for us today. Who wants to go first? Are you at work?
I'm just dog sitting, so the dogs don't mind the noise. I'll go first. Something new. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Sita Ram Jai Sita 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 Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai 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 Ram. Sita Ram Jaya Sita 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 Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai 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 Ram. Sitaram Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram Jaya Sitaram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, 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 Sitaram Jai Sitaram, Sitaram Jai Sitaram, Sitaram Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram Jaya Sitaram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Very beautiful. The new song you said?
It was, yes.
Amba is also going to sing?
Yes. Tvameva mata cha pita, Tvameva, Tvameva bandhu sakha, Tvameva, Tvameva vidya dravinam, Tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. You alone are my mother and father. You are my true relative and friend. You are my knowledge and true wealth. You are everything, O my Supreme Lord. Tvameva mata cha pita, Tvameva, Tvameva bandhu sakha, Tvameva, Tvameva vidya dravinam, Tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. You are everything, O my Supreme Lord.
my dear. Thank you so much. Jesh, my dear, you can play the invocations.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyanam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa, Mokshamulam Mujiji Kripa, Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sakina, sarve santu niramya, sarve patrani pashantu, magaschit bhakvavet. Asatum asat kamiya, tamasuma jyotir gamiya, mrichurma amritam gamiya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Mujiji Jai.
Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujiji Ki Jai.
Sadhguru Sri Ananta Ji Ki Jai.
Yay.
Thank you, Jayesh, for moderating very much. You can turn the broadcast off now, my dear.